The comic book universe of heavy metal is one rich in detail, profound in story, and drenched in the blood of many slain soldiers fighting to protect their homeland. The task of bringing this expansive and explosive world to life on the PC is a huge one, and Kevin Eastman, the creator of heavy metal, selected one of gaming's most talented group of developers to get the job done, Ritual Entertainment. With Heavy Metal F.A.K.K.², Ritual was given the freedom to use the heavy metal license without abandon. The result? An original story that is actually a sequel to the movie, and a very happy development team.
We sat around and talked about possible ideas where we could take this, if we were going to do the direct from the movie or not. And a couple of guys, I don't remember who it was, said, "Hey, let's make the sequel. Let's actually take and make this, years later, not just the same thing." And it was like, that's, wow, man, yeah, I didn't even think we could do that. I guess we got freedom. We can do anything we want to. The story of the video game starts out with Julie. It's 30 years later after the movie ends. She's back on Eden, her planet. She's reestablishing her colony. She's rebuilt what Tyler has destroyed. She's just trying to get back on with her life. I mean, she's basically trying to put the horrible experience that has happened in the past and just going on with where her father and their community were trying to go. Unbeknownst to her, is across the universe is this guy named Gith. He's the nemesis in the video game. He is this godlike leader of this planet called Belphagoria. His goal is to find the universal God, because he is convinced that if he finds the universal God and devours its heart or its essence, that he will become a god himself.
Julie's Odyssey will take place across 3 unique episodes and present a universe full of outlandish creatures and intensely surreal locations. From the extravagant skyline of a brightly hued town called Eden to the suggestive, eccentric temples of the game's final episode, the visual impact will vary dramatically and will always be captivating. From PC games to Hollywood, the gameplay inspirations for F.A.K.K.² are many. Ritual's veteran game development team is making sure that the end result will take the third-person adventure genre to new heights.
The game has definitely got an action influence, even a lot of first-person games. Half-Life had a lot of, we like some of the things that they did with telling story through in-game cinematics. It was cool. We looked at a lot of console games. We're like, what do we like in console games? What have we been playing on a console game that we dig? And that has a lot to, Zelda was a big one at the time.
Third-person adventures typically focus on puzzles and adventure elements, leaving very little room for action. While F.A.K.K.² will bend your mind every now and then, the primary focus on the gameplay is combat.
The thing we really wanted to do was make it so the player could choose 2 different types of weapons in each hand. So they could go ahead and pull a sword in one hand, an Uzi in another, or a big gun in both hands, or do combos with those weapons. So the combat is kind of a mix between, let's say, a fighting game, a full-style fighting game, where we actually have layered combos that go deep, 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 and you can actually do a slash and a slash and a shot and a shot, and based on what the player chooses. And then when you're done with that combo, if the monster's got low enough health and the player is powered up enough, you can do a finishing move, lop the guy's head off, do whatever you need to do to finish the guy off.
Of course, the game isn't all action. Expect plenty of puzzles to break up the action, and some of them are very amusing, to say the least.
We have crazy jump puzzles. We have Mario-style type puzzles. We have, finding ruins and placing them in certain orders. We have computers that you have to manipulate in certain ways to turn on machinery, and then you're able to do things by fixing the machinery that you couldn't do before.
Featuring many popular rock artists, the soundtracks of the films have helped bring the heavy metal name into the public eye. Being huge fans of the series themselves, the folks at Ritual are aware that the game will have to deliver in the audio department. Although it was a technical challenge to model Julie Strain as a PC game character, it was a blessing for Ritual to have a predefined persona to work with.
The way she, holds herself, her, confidence, everything about the way she looks and feels is attractive. And it blended perfectly into a video game character because she had that attitude that, yeah, come get some, I'm gonna kick your butt. And it was like, cool, that's a great starting point for a main character.
At the core of Heavy Metal F.A.K.K.²'s technology is the Quake 3 engine, certainly a powerhouse in itself. But many extensions were made to the engine that make it much easier for Ritual to build levels, as well as provide for a powerful yet easy-to-use cutscene editor. The best news is that these tools will be available to anyone who purchases the game. Heavy Metal F.A.K.K.² is without question going to be one of the most intriguing titles this year. The attention to detail, from the striking visuals to the versatile gameplay and cutting-edge soundtrack, breathes new life into the heavy metal universe, and will likely give the third-person adventure genre a new lease on life.